Hello everyone, and welcome to the third installment of MB's BS. Tonight, we have a very special episode because we have a very special guest. You're probably not even going to see his face because he's that special. But it's my cousin Frank. Everybody welcome Frank! Welcome yourself, Frank.
I'm from Fairfield.
He's from Fairfield, Vermont. Frank, tell him why you're here.
There's a lot of syrup everywhere.
There's syrup everywhere. Frank works at a maple syrup factory.
We make maple syrup.
They make maple syrup. And there was an explosion. So there's maple syrup all over the city. People are drowning in maple syrup. But I guess Frank says that the biggest complaint
is that there's ants all over the place.
There's ants all over the place. Some people would like that. I think he said like 13% of the population or something sought help. They were the smartest ones, I would say. That 87% that's left sound kind of dumb. But anyway, so Frank has gotten used to having a bedtime story every night. So, of course, that's what we're doing here. Okay, Frank. Get out of the refrigerator. You can't sleep in there. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. One night, a young girl, Lily, is left alone for the night in her country house while her parents drive out of town for a party.
Hey, where's this party at? What town is it?
I think it's Fairfield.
No.
Yeah, I think it is. You remember, I think the house is the last house on the left. You've been there before. Especially since she had her faithful dog, Scout.
Hey, what kind of a dog does she have?
Let's see. It says here that it's a golden horny doodle.
It's not a dog.
Yeah, it is a dog.
I don't feel like it's a dog.
Well, Frank, you didn't write the story, did you? Did you make all the dogs in the world?
Yeah.
Well, then you forgot the golden horny doodle. She made herself something to eat and sat down at the kitchen table. Turning on the radio to her favorite... She made...
Was it a sandwich?
Yeah, it was a sandwich.
That's stupid.
Well, she ate a stupid sandwich. Turning on the radio to her favorite station, she was surprised to hear a news bulletin.
Hey, what's her station she listened to?
She listens to...
Does she like rock or country? Or rap?
Well, it was...
Or did she like talk radio?
Yeah, it was like the Elvis station or something. Turning on...
Was it Pandora?
I think it was XM. Elvis station. Turning on the radio to her favorite Elvis station, she was surprised to hear a news bulletin declaring that an avenged sevenfold murderer was on the loose. It advised people to secure all windows and doors as a safety precaution. With her dog by her side, the young girl locked the front and back doors.
Hey, is it a big dog or is it a little dog?
I think it's a miniature dog. I think it fits in her pocket.
It's stupid.
You're stupid! She reassured herself that she would be fine with her trusty dog and that her parents would be home shortly. Anyway, Lily had a pleasant, peaceful evening and finally decided around 11 o'clock that it was time for bed. She climbed the stairs to her bedroom and slid under the big, warm blanket on her bed. Before closing her eyes...
Hey, how many rooms does this house have?
It has enough rooms. It's just one big room, I think.
It's not a house.
Before closing her eyes, she reached her hand down under the bed and allowed her dog to lick it. She did this every night because it comforted her.
What was the dog under the bed?
He slept under the bed.
Why didn't he sleep on the bed with her?
Because she wouldn't let him. He sleeps under the bed like you do. Hey, it's a thing. It's a normal thing. When you get hot, put your head under the bed and it'll cool you off. Have you heard of that? It's a thing. So, she felt a slobbery tongue across the palm of her hand. She sighed and went back to sleep. An hour or so later,
Hey, sometimes
she sat up in
in
bed.
the morning, when the sun shines in, I get under the bed and go to sleep.
I think I've heard of that before. Maybe I'll try it when it gets too hot. She heard footsteps in the hallway and crept out of bed to see if it was possibly just her parents returning from their party. Seeing nothing, she returned to bed. She was about to stick her head under the bed. She heard a drip, 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 followed by some footsteps. She walked downstairs into the kitchen and secured the taps. That surely wasn't the source of the drip. She crept upstairs and climbed into bed. This is silly, she told herself. I'm probably just imagining things. She stuck her head under the bed and felt the dog lick. An hour later, she woke again. A little mad at this point, she jumped out of bed. The dripping wasn't coming from the kitchen, so it must be from the bathroom. She crept along the side of the hallway and walked into the bathroom. She groped along the side of the wall with her left hand, looking for the light switch. She flicked the light on and gasped. There, hanging from the shower rod,
With a basket of lotion.
was a basket of lotion. A skinned dog and a bottle of lotion.
Did you put the lotion in the basket?
She put the lotion in the basket. Something on the wall caught her eye. Written on the wall was a message in lotion. Humans can lick too. Lily screamed when she turned to run at the sight of the writing. When she got to the phone, the lights blackened and then went out. She tried the phone. Silence.
Even if the lights go out, the phone should work.
She tried Morse code.
No.
She tried a smoke signal. She tried raising a white flag in surrender.
I feel like you're just making things up now.
But suddenly, a warm hand touched her back. And the minute she turned back, a knife went straight in her chest. And all she could see was darkness. And she heard a voice saying, "You shouldn't have stayed alone for the night." So, Frank, why didn't you stay alone for the night?
Because I had to leave town.
He had to leave town, everybody.
There's ants everywhere.
There's ants everywhere. I think I'm going to go try to find a few ants myself and see if they'll eat me alive. Good night.